You're watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? Are you ready to go dirt track racing? That's right. We are in the middle of dirt track city. That's right, Lucas City, Lucas Oil Raceway or Speedway, and this is going to be a lot of fun. Randy Pepper alongside Nick Adams, who is kind of here but kind of not. Nick actually lost his voice today, so he. This is my 14-year-old that's going to help me out. Even Daryl sounded older than you do. No, yeah, you sound like crap. Yeah, you sound terrible. Yeah. I know. I know. No, I know. You have to watch. That's right. I'm gonna have to do it. Me and Josh Lashley should be here shortly to be my co-host for the whole night. No, no, no. That's yeah. You sound like that creepy little 14-year-old down the street. Tommy keeps looking out his window watching the little girl next door who's only 5. Absolutely. Tonight we're gonna be in the dirt, and we've seen few guys are actually that you usually don't see towards the top of the totem pole, as I call it, the scoreboard. Gary Eschen is fastest right now with Brian Hacker second. Brian's no surprise. Kyle Walgreen, who was fastest for a long time until Eschen overtook, and then Brian came in and overtook him as well. Dan Jan Janin has turned up the speed tonight. Dante Curtis is 5th fastest so far. And that's your top 5 on the dirt right now. Yeah, oh yeah, no doubt.
And you know what? I apologize for not getting here before this point.
Yes, very
My
quiet.
mouth is... You guys had me turned down, because I am... Alright, you were the only one that can't hear me, but let's go ahead and just crank that.
Wow. Yeah, let's fix that.
Just gotta change the gain. That's all it is.
Oh boy. I hope so.
And
Wow.
spending some time with the North-South Racing League. What? I blowing your eardrums out? I have... Well, you know what? I would rather blow out your ear holes.
All I want to say is right now, breaker 19, we got a bear sitting in the middle of the road back at I-4. He's taking pictures. You might want to back it down just a little bit because he's sitting right there. Also, you got a 5-0 sitting there waiting to take pictures with the K9.
All right, hopefully
What
this
it
sounds
sounds
a
like.
little bit better. I moved it away from my mouth. That way...
Oh, just don't get up on the mic, please.
Hey,
Oh.
Nick, go ahead, just sit there and
Oh.
make things pretty.
He's killing me. I'm bringing him down.
I did nothing! I literally made no changes.
Oh, that's better because I turned it down on my side.
I turned down the gain on my microphone.
Oh, very good. Yeah. Okay, folks, let me explain the way gain works. In a gain stage, all right, an amplifier preamp usually has two knobs. One is a gain and one is a volume. If you want the volume to be cleaner, you turn the gain back to about roughly 9 o'clock, and you turn the volume up, and that should clean your signal up. Okay. Bye, Tommy. Gee, Tommy. I sure hope I pass that science test. I sure want to make it into the lab.
Oh, it's gonna be a great night. The Lucas Oil Raceway. I love this track when it's not dirt, just because it's special. And it looks like we're gonna have a whole lot of fun tonight with these tires in the middle of the track.
You want to go back over that again? We want to.
I got
Okay,
it.
producer
I
actually
got
just
it.
told us.
I,
Okay, that should be interesting, definitely.
And
I tell you,
it's going to be a good thing because definitely these cars don't have the adjustments that some of the others do to be able to fix the amount of grip, get a little more wing in it. So, yeah, that's going to be necessary, especially for the feature race tonight.
yeah. So our first heat race tonight, Matt Cook will be on the pole with Travis Hoffler on his outside. Row 2 is going to be Philip Martin and Adam Gibble. Row 3 is going to be Jesse Warmack and Scott Schaefer. Row 4, Devin Rogers and Scott Austin. And row 5, it's Kyle Walgreen, and Rodney Hutton. And the end of the pack there is Ray Bracey. So that's heat 1. We'll see how they run tonight. So, Josh, you've been off for a little bit, and I'm sure you're excited to see your old buddies run tonight.
I very much look forward to being able to jump in the booth when I'm able to, and I grew to love watching these guys on dirt because, for the most part, you're going to see a nice shakeup of who's at the front because some guys that may be mid-pack on any given night thrive slinging this clay that they have out here on the track.
Oh, I'm excited to see that. I think Walgreen, who was a little ways back in this, who was really fast in practice, should make this thing interesting, being back a little ways in this first heat race here. I see Mr. Cook there in the 15 has the Kansas City Chiefs. He must be celebrating the Chiefs' win in the Super Bowl just a few weeks ago.
I mean, that is definitely the car that we have seen him in dirt previously. There are a few new ones out there.
You're going to get used to seeing them, different wheels. All right, green flag is out as Cook brings them down to turn number 1 here, pulls it down to the bottom of the track. He's going to choose the bottom line. We're fanning out 5 wide around the speedway as Cook is up high. He's got a challenge from Martin. Martin pulls it down to the bottom of the track. Martin gets a little tug or tap from behind from the 14 of Warmack, and they're 3 wide as they go down the back straightaway already. Cook is still hanging tough, getting to the high groove as they go around, and they will go across the line, and they're already stacking them up, and here they go down in the grass. A couple drivers, but no caution.
That's what happens when they clear off the track. That 25 of Devin Rogers, just a little bit of contact, and with the little bit of grip that's out there, that's what's going to happen. Somebody's going to go sliding. But it looks like that top groove is going to be the preferable one as the 46 gets a little bit of a tap and tries to cross it over. And we have our first victim of the tires.
Still green, yeah. No caution. No caution. Warmack is all by himself as he's pulling away from the field by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 car lengths. And 7 laps left to go, with Cook and Hoffler next to each other back there. Hoffler trying to work the bottom line of the track where you see Cook just staying way up high. He'll come down right next and almost gets into Hoffler. Hoffler is to the bottom of the track. He's going to drift up and almost get into Cook again. They're side by side as they go into turn number 1 and off 2. They'll go down the back straightaway.
And that high line, it's going to be the faster option just because you get that good run off of the corner, but it looks like that is not working out for Matt Cook right now. He's deciding to take a trip a little bit lower, but we're on board with the Kelly's Custom Engraving roll bar camera, and then go back to watching Matt Cook here. He's just searching for that extra run, and with only 3 to go, you know what? Just take the transfer.
Yeah, just take it and go. Yeah, because you start experimenting now when you've been running the high line the whole race. You don't want to lose the car, this late into the race with 2 laps remaining. As you see the transfer spot back there with Gibble and Schaefer and Walgreen, they're all battling it out. You got Walgreen by himself in that 05 car, but right behind him you got that Gibble and Austin right behind him trying to steal the spot, but the 6th spot is the spot you need. Final lap around the speedway with Warmack just running away from the field. We're watching this transfer here. Can Gibble hold on to it?
And
try.
There's a whole lot of slick dirt as Gable is throwing one down low. He's gonna slide up and whoop, that's gonna get him into that 4th position. And we are transferring the top 6, correct?
Top 6, yes. Yeah, top 6. So Walgreen is going to be the one that who made his way all the way to 4th at one time, and just now barely transferred in. All right, we'll wait for the lineup for the next race as the fields are on the track. On the pole for this one, Gary Eschen, who was fastest in practice, and the guy that was second fastest was Brian Hacker. He'll start to his outside. Row 2, Robbie Clavey and PJ Childs. Row 3, it's Dan Janjanin and Will Eastman. Row 4, it's Chris Stump and Dante Curtis. Row 5, it will be Al Smith Jr. and the back of the pack, it's going to be Dustin Shepard.
So one less person in this race, which means one less person that won't make the transfer, but this is a very strong group, and the random draw definitely. The guys in this one, yeah, this is going to be difficult to get through. You had the 2 fastest men in practice. You've got Will Eastman, who was strong in all the dirt races last year. You've got Dante Curtis, who this is his weekend in real life. Granted, the season hasn't started yet, I would assume, but
I don't know. They may. Well, no, actually, where he's at, no, probably not.
But it's time to go racing.
Yeah, we're going to go green flag racing here in just a second. The pace truck has pulled off the track. Field makes a way off of turn number 4. Hacker already bumping down the inside. Here they come to the line. Hacker to the outside. Eschen down to the bottom. Our scoreboard is way messed up right now. Oh, we got a car going around back there in the grass, as you see.
That's Robbie Clavey in the 73, who's down below onto the grass, and that's not how you want to handle your first lap. But this side-by-side right here at the front, neither of these guys are getting an inch. They're bumping, and everybody's just trying to get that little bit of an edge, but that's going to open up the door for PJ Childs. He may try to throw one down, and I love the fact that we can actually have proper slide jobs tonight.
Proper slide jobs.
Hey, this is the kind of racing that it really comes from, and we haven't really seen one yet, but we haven't got to the feature.
I'm more familiar with another kind of job, but it's not a slide job, that's for sure.
Gotta keep it PG,
it's
sir.
called work.
Okay. I guess you are a guitarist. There are slides there.
Yes, there are.
He brought us to the brink, but this battle up at the front here, we've got 4 cars. Like I said, there's Will Eastman, who's always been strong, trying to get himself up there, and then there's the General Lee. That is not what I expected from Dante Curtis, but that confused me. I saw an orange car and didn't realize that that was the 03 until I got a good view of it. But this
battle up front is crazy. Look at this. I mean, Hacker now finally had a little bit of breathing room. Eschen pulls it to the bottom of the track. He's going to drift up, and they're going to be side by side as they come off the turn. But Hacker pulls it in front, shuts the door, slams it, more or less. And you see the Eastman car right there behind them as well. They are 1, 2, 3. As you see, Hacker up high, Eschen down low. Eschen gets into Hacker, but they're still straight. 3 laps to go. Will they make it without wrecking each other? Who knows? As Eastman, you said Eastman was going to be tough, and you are correct.
And that's the big thing is he's right there. He's hunting. He's waiting for that little bit of an issue. And actually, it looks like some of these turns he may be the one to cause it, giving somebody the tip with how close he is. to Brian Hacker right there. And the thing that I'm noticing is we've got a bit of a problem right there in front of him. We've got a lapped car, but we are on that white flag, and this battle has been going on the entire time. And Will Eastman hits the wall, and that's going to slow
actually
him
hit the wall
up.
too, I think. Lie job.
But
yeah, Ashton did get him.
And that was barely, but oh, good Lord. I want more of this. It's clean, it's eventful, and I feel bad for all the heats after this because there's a lot of shiny on that track right now to where we have hit, and we are at the main event. So we're out there. These guys are going to get some practice in. And I think it's time to
spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. The wheel of death.
And I'm not in charge. So
7.
we only get 7, which that is more like one of my spins.
Oh, you know what? Last week, Nick actually spun a 2. A 2. That's all they did.
I mean, that everybody was probably very happy about that.
Holy. All right, so here are the specs for tonight. Track info. Length of the track is a 0.375 miles. Banking degrees. There really is no banking, barely. And incident limit tonight. Josh Nelms at Nashville. Prior race winner was Dante Curtis at Nashville. That was last week. So,
I mean, we've got ourselves a decent invert tonight with 7. And it really, we've got enough laps tonight that the invert, if they want to really push, shouldn't be any kind of an issue. You'll be able to make your way up through the field, but when you're only talking 7, you're moving from the front row to the 4th at the worst.
Mm-hmm.
So
we'll watch. We'll see what happens tonight. It's dirt track racing. This is going to be a lot of fun. One of the things with dirt track racing, this can either be the longest night of the season, or this could be the shortest night of the season, just depending on how people get around watching on board the Kelly custom engraving roll bar cam for Brian Hacker.
And honestly, what I appreciate about dirt tracks like this is, yes, those tires, because we're in iRacing and they can't make them movable like they would be in the real world. You hit one of those, they don't give. Your car is pretty much done.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's open between them, it's open on the straights, if we do have incidents coming out of the corners, they'll be able to clear themselves down like we saw in both of the heats, so we can keep it green flag. It's going to take a pretty big incident before we end up seeing things go to caution.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt about it. That's why, this probably will be a pretty quick night of racing.
And I'm trying to see, if I remember correctly, caution laps are going to count?
No.
Caution laps do not count.
Do not count. That's why I said this will go by very fast.
I mean, no matter what, we're talking 18-second laps. As long as we're moving, it's going to tick away quickly.
Yeah. Yep. Mama, I'm coming home. Might be an early night.
My wife was complaining about me jumping in the booth tonight because sometimes these things can go on forever, but at the same time, I miss the North-South Racing League a little bit.
You know what you need to ask your wife? Say, honey, I want to call one of those Tuesday night racing leagues.
Yeah, but Tuesday night's the night that I run the not Indy cars in iRacing.
Yeah, but we're just saying that as a dig in a lot of ways, because who in their right mind runs 170 laps around a 2.5-mile track on a Tuesday night?
Just make sure you are very specific that it is not an Indy car.
Yeah.
It is an open wheel.
Yes, it's
car.
the U.S. Open. I run the U.S. open wheel cars.
Yes, there is no such thing as an Indy car. Not in iRacing.
iRacing doesn't let you use it because they lost their license.
Well, I mean, maybe they shouldn't lose their license.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's one of those things that I still get to race them. I just don't. You can't broadcast them anymore, and it's honestly, yeah, you can't broadcast because they lost the license.
God. Pay the fee.
No, it's Indy has made it to where there is a single developer that can do those
Codemasters.
cars.
Codemasters, yes. Codemasters.
Can't wait for that game.
And again, they just aren't going to be updating anything.
All right, let's go through our lineup for tonight. Jesse Rohrbeck will start on the pole tonight. Gary Eschen will be to his outside. Row 2 is Travis Hoffler and Brian Hacker. Row 3, Matt Cook and Will Eastman. Row 4, Adam Gibble and PJ Childs lines up to his outside. Row 5, it's Scott Austin and Dante Curtis. Row 6, it is Kyle Walgreen and Chris Stump. All right. Then it's going to be Ray Bracey and Al Smith to his outside. Scott Schaefer will line up next to Dustin Shepard. 17th, Rodney Hutton and Dan Janjanin goes at 18. 19th, it's Philip Martin and Robbie Clavey, 20th. And rounding out the top of the field, or the bottom of the field, the way you want to look at, is Devin Rogers from Ohio. That is our lineup for tonight here at Locust Oil Raceway. You know what? I bet they do have some locusts out here.
It's the farmland.
Yeah, I bet they got.
It's the flat part of the country that.
Maybe that's why I thought of it that way.
I mean, if you've ever driven through Indiana, it's not the most entertaining of drives. But
No.
it is time for us to get ourselves back to racing, and that track is... Ooh. I'm not sure if the grounds crew did the greatest job.
Yeah, only 10%. This should be pretty interesting. And we'll look to see who the Sim Speed Shop hard charger is tonight. That will be one of the things we'll keep our eye on. As Gibble down low, Eastman up high.
We've got ourselves a half a lap, and these guys are antsy right now. Waiting to get this thing started, but... Ooh, that's a good battle on the front between Adam Gable and Will Eastman, but it's time to go racing.
All right, green flag is out. Here we go. For the first lap around the track, Gibble down low, Eastman, and look at this. You've got Hacker already sticking his nose in there. Here comes Cook in that Kansas City Chiefs car. He's looking for a little action as well. Down to the bottom of the track, you see Gibble down there trying to hold the car down there. No slide jobs, and we got yellow already. Caution is out of the track.
All right, let's take a look and see what happens here.
Like someone slammed in the wall back there.
Oh, that's just...
Whee!
Gary Eschen just gets a little bit of a tap, and people... Brakes don't really work on dirt.
No, they don't break. They don't break at all. Kind of like a golf ball. It doesn't work on dirt either.
If you spend as much time in the dirt and the crap that I have golfing, you figure out how to do it.
Oh, right on the beach.
I mean,
I'm
yes.
hot today, baby.
I mean, it could be worse. You could be in Southern California and getting snow and rain.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that NASCAR actually got those races off this weekend.
I was absolutely amazed and loved the entirety of the broadcast, making sure everyone knew that the weather was terrible in Southern California.
It was. It absolutely was, and it was surprising. Like I said, I was just super surprised that they actually got that race underway. Oh, here comes the pace truck again. He just drove through 5 cars to get back out on the track because we're not going to go back to green flag racing just yet. Should be the fastest truck of all coming around here. He comes. I want to know how come that truck can go so perfect on dirt and nobody else can.
It's just because the pace cars in iRacing are unnatural. If you've ever noticed, there's those times that when it comes out of the pits and it's just an absolute cannon, and it's especially funny on road courses because there is no car that could take turns at the speed that thing does.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. All right, so pace truck is out. We're under caution. Just want to thank some of our sponsors. Kelly Custom Engraving. We always try to give them a shout out for their support of the league. Also, 5-Star Realty. I'm going to do a commercial for these guys that you'll like. So get that done here. As the field is getting ready to go back to green flag racing, they have set themselves up in formation. That means the pace truck has pulled back off, and we will go to green flag racing this time around. And green is out, and wow, what did Gibble do? He just got a great shot. He got a shot right out of the cannon and took right off and left everybody behind him. As you see the battle for second back there between Cook and Eastman. Eastman up high, Cook down low, and now they're fanning out 3 wide back behind them. Fly jobs everywhere. Whoa, man, I don't know about you, Josh, but I can't believe this stuff. This is crazy.
Oh, this is how dirt racing's supposed to be. And, I mean, if there's any style of racing that people are just going to hit each other, it's going to especially be in the one where the tires are exposed. Because you know what? Wheels are a lot cheaper to replace.
That they are. And tires ain't pretty, that's for sure. No. Wow. Look at that. Hacker's just kind of picking lane after lane, and he's like, tried them all. And he nearly turns around the 14 of Warmack. Warmack trying to hold off Hacker. Hacker's all over the back end, giving him the tip left and right. Before long, he's going to give it all to him as he's right up the trumpet. And behind them, they're 4 or 5 wide everywhere. I don't know what to call.
I mean, honestly, it's just that Womack, and he takes the higher line, and that gives it to Hacker, and that's going to give him an even better run through the next. And, oh, that is unfortunate. He finally got the move and got where he needed to be, and out comes the yellow.
Yep,
and just
trying to see who actually caused this one. Oh, this was fun right in front of these guys already. Not sure what happened.
Oh, the 89 just gets the tip.
Yep.
And that's Ray Bracey just getting in there and comes in. Just has that better run through the middle of the corner, and the 89 got a little bit too far side.
And Justin Shepard actually got turned there. So, Justin Shepard got the tip.
Well, unfortunately, I think that he is not going to be the last tonight to get that treatment.
I hate to say, I think you are correct on that. Yeah, I was thinking, before the race, this may go by really, really fast, but maybe not. This race may take a little while.
we're a tenth of the way through. We haven't been going for that long, and
But we have gone quite a few caution laps so far. Although this time the field does seem to be lining up a lot quicker. So we should go back to green flag racing this time, and we are. As you see, Gibble this time gets a good start, but not quite as good as he did last time. I think Eastman kind of caught on to what he was doing and is trying to hang on to him. And as Gibble pulls it down to the bottom track, Eastman drifts way up high. As right behind him, he's got Warmick and Hacker all over the back of these two guys. We've got a 4-car battle for the lead. Here they are, spanning out 4 cars wide. As Gibble, he's got Eastman looking high. He's got Warmick looking low. Here comes Hacker. There are 4 cars stacking them up all over the place out here at the Lucas Oil Raceway. Down to the bottom of the track, you see Warmick taking the very low part of the track as they go back to the line with Eastman leading that lap.
And he just came out of nowhere. He was the first one to move up, get on the edge of that cushion on the top. And you know what? That's where they're going to need to go, is as this slicks up, there's only going to be so many places that they can run and get some traction. And it's just going to slowly just drift up as we see Womack. He's now doing that, but that puts him under pressure from Ian Hacker. And
Yellow
yellow's
flag.
out.
Caution, caution. It's on the speedway.
And let's see. You know what? Dustin Shepard is. Oh,
Wow.
you're going to feel that one tomorrow.
I was going to say, somebody's teeth is shattered.
But it looks like Dustin Shepard is just getting the rough end of all of this. He hangs on to it, but that PBR car is it's
Popped up a cold one out there.
he's gonna need a few extra cold ones after that one to fall asleep tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Calm's not going to do him any help at all. I don't know if you know what Calm is. That's a new app out that you can get that tries to help you sleep. I've actually started using it. It actually does help.
And
Nothing like listening to a 25-year-old lady from England telling you the Edgar Allan Poe story. It works.
Randy, I'm just gonna say, you may be showing your age there.
I will tell you this: when you get older, it is hard to sleep. You have so much stuff in your life going on that you just cannot get it out of your mind. And me with like 4 different jobs, I just don't know who to focus on. So
Hardest man, and Will Eastman takes the upper line, gets going early, gets a great jump, and just sends it into one, and just that's what he needed to do. Let the battle go on behind him to where they are going 3 wide into the corner, and oh, good Lord, these guys, I don't understand. It's still early. I know you got to get yourselves in the right position to take the win, as the 14 goes all the way up to the top of the track, and that loose dirt is not going to do him any favors. As we see a little bit of action back there. Everybody gets straightened out, but when in doubt, that 89 is right in the middle of it all.
if they're gonna go around, there goes a car. There goes 3 or 4 cars go around.
And
No
there is
flag.
caution.
You knew it was a matter of time. You saw Dustin Shepard up there running around, and it's like he's just like a drone car out there, just like causing problems for everybody for some reason.
Yeah,
It's not his night.
There was no room for everybody that was trying to track out properly out of the corner there, and just when one car starts going sideways, especially like the 20 does right there, that is, Travis Hoffler just having a ride.
And you know, I'm giving Dustin a little bit of problem or crap, but it's not that I'm giving him crap. It was like he's tried the low line. He still found calamity. He tried the high line this time. Somebody still managed to run into him, and then they wrecked all around him. He didn't go around, but he was still tagged in part of it. So
He's just in the wrong place every time. It's nothing more than that.
and he's tried every way, which way to not be part of it, and he's still part of it.
But
I bet if he was out front, he'd probably be part of it.
well, I mean, with the chaos and how these guys have been running, yeah, he probably would.
The pace truck would probably come down and take him out.
Well, the pace truck is off, so it's time to go ahead and get him racked back up. And again, Dustin Shepard, he's in 10th right now.
See?
And he's got his teammate below him in Dante Curtis. So at least one person is Will Eastman takes off. And that is going to open up the door for Al Smith to go ahead and try to get that top line run. As we see, is that the 2 that gets a little bit loose down below? And these guys just not giving an inch. There's some guys trying to make that bottom line work, but with how slicked up it is, you've got to be all the way at the bottom and you're flirting with the tires. The 14 to Jesse Womack, not really getting a slide, but still holding on strong in 5th.
Also, when you're down the very bottom of the track down there, you don't realize it, but as you come off of turn number 4, the car seems to kind of want to drift back to the right really quick. So, you know, that's you're flirting with that as well if you're running that very bottom line. As you see him just fanning out and sliding all over the place back there. You've got several cars there, Hacker, Womack, and you got the 91 to Gibble. Eschen is involved in this.
Oh,
whoa!
That is
What? That's Womack.
Hit.
Wow.
That one, that's definitely one you're going to feel the next day.
Yeah.
Those are the ones where I remember racing with Nick Adams and he'd complain about the force feedback in his wheel and say that he broke his hand. But that's just a hit. He just ends up into that cushion and
Oh.
can't really get much grip once you're up into that loose stuff. And he,
Hey guys, stop that!
as
Kyle,
our
stop
producer
it!
is deciding to make us want to vomit with a Kelly's custom engraving roll bar camera, and just, oh, that is.
Get ready to ride the Himalaya. No
I'm at least
backwards.
glad that that was the gyro version and not the actual, like, in-car, because, yeah, that would be, oh, that would be painful.
Oh, that was like the worst ride ever. Oh.
Those
We're
are
not
the
going green quite yet. We were going to go green, but they called it off. Guys are still trying to figure out where they're supposed to be. Oh, we're going to watch it again?
We're going to watch it from the driver's point of view.
Oh, ow, oh, ow, ooh, ooh, ow, ooh, 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 Mr. Beasley. Ooh, ooh.
Oh, we're racked back up. We have 18 in the books.
75.
And you know, we saw this last season too, to where there was a dirt race that was just stellar. There was one that kind of ended up like this, but it's time to go back.
All right, do it again. Here we go. Eastman up high, Smith down low. They will make their way on to turn number 3. And off of turn number 4 they will go, and they are on the gas hard as Eastman tried to get away from Smith. Smith got a great run right with him. It looked like he anticipated exactly what was going on. It looked like one car got down. It might have been, it is.
Brian Hacker
Brian
down on the
Hacker.
grass, but that cleared off the track, so we aren't going to get a yellow flag from that one. And that is highly unfortunate there
Yeah.
because he was strong. But it looks like he's managing to stay on the lead lap for the time being. But that's going to be a fight, and we are on lap 20. Will Eastman continues to lead Adam Gable and Al Smith Jr. right behind him. And the 89 managing to avoid these calamitous situations. Running in fourth, and Dante Curtis rounding out the top 5. Dante Curtis started at the back due to winning last week and already in the top 5.
Surprising? No, not at all. And yellow is back out once again on the raceway.
And oh, the 73 just comes down, gives the 36 a little bit of a tag. And
I'm kind of surprised that brought out the caution.
And we're going back here. The 2 just gets the tip from the 89.
I mean, that should have
Grabs-
brought the caution out more than the one that actually did bring out the caution. Sometimes iRacing just kind of throws bogus flags, kind of like that Chiefs and Philly game.
Hey, the defender said that he was trying to get away with something afterwards.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gee, nice shirt. I just want to touch it and see how it feels.
PG, Randy, PG.
How is that not PG? Nice shirt. I'm just touching it to see how it feels. That's all. That's all he's touching the back. Oh, flag. Holding. Pass interference.
I'm assuming that you are not that big of a Chiefs fan.
No, actually, I was cheering for the Chiefs. I just think I'm just unbiased because being a sports broadcaster, I have to have an unbiased opinion on this. And that is my unbiased opinion.
I mean, at the end of the day, it was coming. It happens. But we're back to green flag racing, and Will Eastman tries to get a massive jump. And this time it actually works, but Adam Gable is right there. Dustin Shepard has to check up to keep from giving the 91 a tip. But there's Dante Curtis on the low line, and he is doing everything he can, trying to run the shortest path because there is nowhere that's going to have grip tonight. And he is about to make his way into fourth, but Al Smith Jr. doing a fantastic job.
Who was that?
It looks like Philip Martin, Robbie Clavey, and maybe Dan Janjanin all ended up down below to make it to where iRacing is just saying, you know what? You've done it too many times. No cautions for those kinds of things.
Absolutely. Eastman running away from the field by 1, 2, 3 car lengths over Gibble. Then it's another 4 back to Smith. And then a half a car length back to Shepard. Shepard finally getting his stuff together. And he's bringing Dante Curtis with him. Curtis right there. So the teammates there are working together trying to figure out how to catch Will Eastman. Will Eastman is a man running a perfect line right now. 26 laps down to 75, actually 27 now. As Eastman actually running a little different line than most of the drivers out here. He's a little bit more sideways. You know, you see that, look at that line there, Josh, just sideways, dirt dogging, big time.
I mean, that's what you need to do, especially when there's no grip. Try to get that car pointed for the exit and just straighten it out, full throttle on the way, and you know what? Hope that you can get the run out of the corner.
Yeah, aiming for the fences for sure. As Eastman now actually, it looks like Gibble may be closing in slightly, not a whole lot, but just slightly. As Eastman, hopefully he has a little bit of challenge. We look back here with Dante Curtis and Shepard. Shepard up high, Dante down low, and yellow will come out once again. 7th caution of the night.
And this one, that was a good long run there. I'm kind of curious what happens here. The 46 just, gets a little too much gas on it. Hits the tire. Robbie
Oh,
Clavey
so
says, you know what? I'm going to hit it too.
Yeah. Not to be outdone, Robbie says, I can do it better than you can.
I think all it really is that low line. It takes some serious touch to be able to not loop it when, you know what? When you're starting to get tire traces on a dirt track.
And you got to wonder if some of these guys are just, when they're fanning themselves through these turns like that, are they in and off the gas, or some of them letting off? And maybe if they're letting off, maybe they get down too low, and when they let off, that's when they lose control. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that one out.
Here, and honestly, I have not run the dirt street stocks for, probably since I ran test laps for the last time these guys were here.
Yeah, I ran test laps before the race here to see what the track conditions were going to be like. And I did find out that if you did run that bottom line like that, like they were doing, and you let off and then you got back on the gas, that's when you got a piece of those tires. So that may be what they're doing. They're getting a little bit too low as they let off too much, and when they get back on the gas, the car gets a little squirrely, and that's when they're hitting the tire. So, and I think most of these guys are running this higher groove up there where Eastman is running. They're definitely, on and off the gas.
I mean, that's where you want to be, because that's where the best dirt is, because it hasn't slicked out. There's still a little bit of loose stuff, but you can't go too high, otherwise you end up in the really loose stuff. And off goes Will Eastman, trying to catch these guys napping, and it looks like Adam Gable was, and he may have the door open. The 89 is going to try to get himself down in there, but can't really get too much of a run. Al Smith Jr. is down on that low line. He's going to have to try. It looks like Will Eastman may have gotten a little too overzealous in that one, and that's going to give Adam Gable the opportunity to close up just a little bit, but he is getting fantastic runs off the corner to hold on to that lead.
Yeah, Eastman has definitely got the preferred line all by himself. He can kind of experiment a little bit. These guys behind him, everybody's kind of under challenge. I mean, you got, Gibble's back there by himself, but he sees it in his rearview mirror. He's got 3 guys sitting there just stalking him like a guy waiting for a victim.
Well, I was going to say a guy in a tree stand waiting for a deer to walk by, but okay,
same
you
thing.
could go a little darker.
I was going a little darker, maybe the Night Stalker, but it doesn't matter. It's the same process. As you see Shepard now, who was the man who was like kind of the magnet for any calamity around the track. Now he's running third, and he's actually challenging for that second position. Pretty amazing.
Honestly, his car control in any situation tells me he's going to find a way to get himself back up here. But it's just going to be a matter of, is there going to be enough grip elsewhere on those corners for him to be able to get the run that he needs? And it doesn't seem like that's the case. Dante Curtis is doing a good job of making that low line work. But honestly, I don't think that there's going to be many opportunities outside of hugging the top of this track for a while here.
Watching some of the lines, like watching Dante down there to the bottom, he is probably using less turning ability than anybody out there. I mean, everybody else is kind of really fighting that wheel. Dante looks like he's just barely turning the wheel sometimes in some of these turns, because he's so far down there all by himself, because no one else is experimenting. It's just Dante down there. But you look at the guys up high, and they're really, the wheel left and right, left and right, left and right, just getting off those turns. Dante's like, turn right, left, turn right, turn left, 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 then right, and that's it.
Yeah, he has a great rhythm going on right there, but he's going to be getting he's got a follower that seems to have figured out that line as well in the 2 of Brian Hacker, who's trying to shift up a little bit of a groove just to see what he can do. And we have a touch between the 89 and the 91.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And that's going
Shepard
to
is
give
now take that.
in a little bit of a nudge. That's not how you make friends on track, but that's how you get positions. As now Dante Curtis is throwing it down on that low line. We're going to take a 3 wide out of the corner. And, oh, this is going to get spicy. We're just over halfway on lap 40, and the 91 is up into the wall.
Oh, these guys are just putting on a clinic here. This is short track racing, dirt racing at its best. As you see Dante out of somewhere, I don't know where he came from, but he is now challenging for the second position. I just wish this was first. This is a great battle.
He'll get there, but I'm just happy that this is getting spicy, but it's clean.
It is. Just some good old boys. Meaning no harm. Oh my gosh.
It looks like Adam Gable may have just gone down to that low line. Just, you know what? I just want to survive for the time being.
He got way down there, and it looked like he just got a little out of control. And I think that's probably all that was frustration. Imagine being so strong there for so long, and then out of nowhere, these guys come. It's like being the first float in a Animal House movie, and then all the other, the other floats come and destroy you.
I mean, he was running a great race, but these guys just seem to have something figured out, and the teammates just going side by side the whole time. Why not?
Yeah.
And then Dustin Shepard just, you know what? I'm here. I'll let you two battle it out a little bit. Wait for one of you guys to make a mistake and take advantage, and it looks like Dante Curtis gets a little too low on entry, and that's going to open it up for a 3 wide, but they kind of slam the door on him, force him to abort, and I don't know if that's the right move, because Brian Hacker, he's not afraid to put that car where
I wasn't going to
it's
say
in
that.
danger.
Yeah, Brian Hacker's not one of those guys you just want to slam the door and just say, no, you can't go there. Brian's definitely, he's not afraid to use that front bumper to get what he wants, that's for sure.
And this is not the kind of racing that you want to be encouraging, that kind of an action.
No, not at all.
But Will Eastman has checked out to a 3-second lead as Dante Curtis finally gets himself completely clear. And that's going to open up the door for him to try to close that down. But Dustin Shepard and Brian Hacker, just time for them to start trading blows.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see, now that Dante has passed everybody else, I want to see if Dante actually changes his lineup a little bit. So far, I have not seen that at all. And still, the lead still is close to 3 seconds.
I just think at this point, there's nowhere you're going to get traction, so you may as well take the shortest line around.
Did we lose somebody out of there? No,
Yeah.
Shepard's still out there. I looked like Shepard actually disappeared there for a second, but he... Oh, it is Brian Hacker that actually is gone.
That's unfortunate, because he was doing a fantastic job of putting pressure on these guys. So now it's all up to Al Smith Jr., who is right there looking to try to get a move done on the 89. But luckily, with 23 laps to go, these guys have spread out enough to where it's them against the track rather than them against everyone else.
Yeah, right now the field has spread itself out quite a bit. It's not quite a conga line because in this type of racing, they're inside, outside, sliding this way and that way. You don't really have that perfect conga line that you would on a speedway of
The
asphalt.
89 tags the wall ever so slightly, manages to collect it nicely, and it looks like Al Smith Jr. just decided, you know what? I don't know what you're going to do. I'm going to be cautious. But he moves up to that top line. And right now, the battle on the track is Matt Cook and Ray Bracy. They're the only two going side by side, and whew, they are getting a little close as Matt Cook finally gets in front. And he's got one tire a little too far up into the cushion, and that's going to open up the door for the 80 once again.
Yeah, Bracy is looking to find a way to get around that Cook car. Cook still on the outside, holding that outside line as Bracy's to the bottom of the track, way down, and Cook goes way, way high. He will lose the position. He may actually lose two because it looks like the 30 of Child is right there. Childs is right there trying to get that, and Childs will get around Cook as well. Cook just made a mistake, and unfortunately it cost him a couple spots by trying to get a little too far up off the track. And he nearly got the front end chopped as he came down over Stump. Stumping that black car.
And honestly, it looks like 17 to go. Some of these guys may have done some damage to the tires through this, but that was the perfect line from Matt Cook. One tire just on the edge of the loose stuff, and another one. That's what these guys need to do to be able to get good runs, and he is pinpoint accurate right now. A little bit off there, but that's what he needs to do if he wants to get those spots back. Just carry that momentum along the top.
Yeah, he's definitely flirting with that top end up there. As you see Smith there trying to reel in Shepard. Shepard's still 1, 2, 3 ahead of him. Shepard running that middle line as well as Smith as running that middle line as well. So perfect synchronized swimming here.
And what we should probably get up to the front here is Will Eastman catching some lap traffic. And Dante Curtis, he is officially within a second and a half.
Yes.
And that's not good. There's still enough laps for him to be able to get up here to Will Eastman and catch. It's just going to be a matter of, can he cleanly get past this lap traffic and do it quickly to where he's going to be able to really reel him in, because that gap is quickly closing.
It is closing, but you know, you say he has to get around these slower cars. He's making work of one of them now, and there's still one up in front of him. Can he catch Eastman? 11 laps remain here at Lucas Oil Raceway, and Will Eastman is your leader over Dante Curtis. Curtis is back about a second and a half back, but he is closing that gap little by little. But looking at the gap meter, 10 laps to go, I don't know.
He just got around the second of those cars, so it is a clear track in front of him. And it's gonna be who has the better line, who has the better runs off the corner. And 1.5 seconds, almost exactly. This is the kind of thing that we need to keep an eye on, because, again, more lap traffic, and chances are Will Eastman is going to catch them before we get to the end of this race.
That is true, but there's always that analogy. You may be able to catch him, but getting around him is a whole nother story. So that's what we're going to have to watch here. As you see Eastman approaching the slower cars in front of him, he'll definitely have to be careful going around these slower cars, because he doesn't want to do anything stupid and then lose the lead because he made yellow flag is up. Caution is out. That changes a lot of things right there.
And PJ Childs, let's see what happens here. Oh, just gets loose. Oh, and there's the tire that stops him. He tried to get it back down off the track so it doesn't bring out the yellow. And this is, luckily not seeing much from the driver chat right now.
Yeah, I don't know if Dante was hoping that the caution would come out or not come out.
I know that Will Eastman is definitely not happy that that caution came out
I know that.
because, whew, that is, that is
know
the
it.
kind of thing that'll heat you up because where we were, it was questionable if Dante would get to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Ow.
I was kind of hoping that, maybe Dante would just go ahead and finish second. Then he could qualify for some of these races, and instead of having to just start from the back of the pack.
I mean, what's better, winning or setting yourself up for the next race? I'm gonna say winning.
Yeah, you know what second is. Just
Yeah.
first loser.
And Randy, you know from broadcasting things I've run in, I'm very knowledgeable with second place.
Yes, you are. You know what I'm really familiar with? Back of the pack.
As Will Eastman tries to go very early, tries to get the run, and that's going to give Dante Curtis that outside lane. And,
That's a kiss of death right there, because Dante is better down on the bottom of the track than he is up high, but unfortunately, Eastman is not good down on the bottom of the track at all. So
nobody, and
Yellow's out again.
back out. Who was the man at the lead on the last lap? So we'll have to wait and see what happens here.
I believe it's Dante.
And oh, there is the two. And hey,
Whee!
no one got hit. It's just a matter of cars parked out on track.
Yeah.
And Will Eastman was the man who led the last lap, so he is going to get the start in the pole. And whew,
I bet he wishes we had lane choice.
they do.
Oh, they do. Let's see what he chooses this time.
I think he went inside with the last one because he ultimately was planning on going early, thought it would be able to get him a great launch. Just didn't work out that way because it looks like he slipped a little bit coming out of the corner, and that opened up the door for Dante Curtis. I think the smart thing to do is take the outside and build up the momentum.
I agree, but he's not going to. It looks like he's still going to choose that inside line. And I don't think he's as strong down there as he is up high. I don't understand that really, but it's not me. We'll have to just watch.
To do it perfectly and make sure he can get clear of Dante, and he's
Oh.
off. And that was the move right there.
Look at that.
As we cross the line and we are good to go, Will Eastman gets a fantastic jump off of the restart and gets himself in front of Dante Curtis. Dustin Shepard fighting for his life to hang on to that final podium position, but Dante Curtis and Will Eastman, they touch, but they keep it together, and Will Eastman, he's got 4 laps that he's got to hang on to this, and he's got to pull every trick in the book out.
He's going to try everything he can to try to hold that 0-3 back behind him. Dante looks in, almost gets into the back, and he does get into the back quarter panel of the 13 of Eastman. Eastman drifts up high, Dante down low, and we have synchronized row 2 as following the same way as row 1 is right now, and Eastman just by a nose on the upper section of the track, and I was thinking they were going to touch again. 2 laps remain. Here they come. Eastman up high, Curtis down low, off the turn. They'll go across the line here this time. And that'll be 1 lap to go. Well, actually, they haven't made it that way. And we see Dante pulls the car to the bottom of the track, trying to slide it down there. And here they go across the line. 1 lap remaining here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Here they go down the back straightaway, side by side. Dante by just a nose. They come off of turn number 3 down to the line. Who will win this race? Dante's got a good run as they come down to the line. It's going to be, I believe Dante Curtis won that by just a matter of inches.
God, that is the way you want to see one of these races end. Dante Curtis, Will Eastman, racing like absolute gentlemen next to each other, giving no inch and taking no inch. And
No, look at that.
Dante just gets the Will Eastman drifts up a little too far, can't quite get on the throttle, and Will Eastman, if that finish line was 5 feet later, Will Eastman has that win.
Yeah. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That's all I can say. Wow. Wowzer. Unbelievable. Another amazing night of racing in the North-South Racing League.
It is time to talk with our third place finisher for the night, Dustin Shepard. Dustin, beginning of that final, you seem to be unable to get away from the chaos, and you still managed to get up to the podium. What'd you have to do mentally to get yourself there?
I was just rubbing the rabbit's foot, man. I said, I'm not a dirt racer by no means. I said, in the beginning of the race, I was in the middle of every contact, every bouncing off 4 wide, you know. I said, I was able to get past that and kind of found a rhythm and found roll in the middle of the track. It was kind of working for me. If I didn't overshoot it or not let the car rotate in time and push up. So, I mean, I'm very pleased with the third place on dirt.
You definitely earned that one, Dustin. That's for sure. Because I was just calling you like the drone car out there, just kind of being the wrong place at the wrong time. First you're down low, you get into something there. You get in the middle, you're into another thing. You go to the top of the track, you get into that, and then finally it kind of all worked out, and you ended up third. So
yes, it was good. I said I'm not a fan of the dirt stuff because you got 3 or 4 guys that are pretty good at dirt, maybe 5, and then like I said, everybody else is out of their comfort zone and can run a clean lap here or there or do this, and they mess up and slide into somebody and end up making somebody mad, not even meaning to. You know, it is what it is racing these dirt cars when we don't race dirt.
Yeah, well, congratulations on a third place finish tonight. Want to thank anybody before we let you go?
Yeah, man, of course, you guys for doing the great broadcast, all the admins at NSRL, all the drivers that come out every week and make this what it is. J&G Hardwood for sponsoring the league. Of course, 5 Star Realty, all the guys. I said my teammates, Dante with the win tonight. I said Phil and PJ and Devin had some bad luck tonight on the track. Gary had some bad luck, but I said just thank everybody for making this what it is every Monday.
A lot of fun, that's for sure.
So appreciate it.
All right, man. Congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Time to have a chat with Will Eastman. Will, it was a second place finish, possibly one of the best finishes. You just needed about 5 more feet and you had that win.
I don't even think that. I think it's a few inches.
Yeah, I made the mistake there. Didn't want to see that caution at the end. Dante and I were pretty close. I was running a completely different line, but the way I was running gave him the bottom there, getting in, and I didn't need that caution, that's for sure. But I knew he was going to run me clean. I love the dirt races here, and Dante and I also race dirt in real life, so it helps us a little bit. And had to see Brian had some bad luck because I know he'd be right up there too. But it was a lot of fun.
Hey, let me ask you something. Will, so you decided to take the inside line on those restarts. It seemed like during the race, you ran a higher line every time around the track. What made you want to take that bottom line?
Well, once the track started getting slick, I was going in high and then really slowing down and coming off on the bottom. But I saw he was running all the way around the bottom, hugging it. And if I would have gave him that top side and him underneath, I would have missed that. I would have missed that pusher that was on the bottom there, and he would have been able to get by me. So now that I look back at it and I saw I had that run at least that last couple of laps on the high side, maybe I would have, changed my mind. But I think if I did it again, I would have done everything the same there. He just beat me flat out.
Yeah, it's no doubt. You guys had an awesome race, and congratulations on second place. I know it was kind of bittersweet, but still, it was a great race and it was a lot of fun to watch. Go ahead and thank those people you need to thank before we let you go.
Thank my teammates. We had a pretty solid run going for the team, but we were pretty close together here. We all help each other out, and you guys for the broadcast, all the admins, all the drivers. It's definitely one of the best leagues out there.
I'll agree with you there, but so all right, congratulations on a bittersweet second, but we'll see you next week, and maybe do one spot better next week.
Sounds good. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
All right, you too.
Thanks.
All right, let's go get Dante. Let's get Dante and let's talk to him. Dante, are you there?
Yes, sir. Got you guys.
All right, Dante, congratulations on another win. That's one you had to fight a little bit for, and you barely won this thing by just inches. How'd it feel out there?
Yeah, that was man. It feels good to win one like that. I ain't had a photo finish there in a while, so it was pretty good to win one like that. It was just really good racing there with Will. I mean, me and him's raced a lot, and we always race side by side when it comes to these dirt tracks. It feels like so. Glad we got the nose ahead of him there at the end. I mean, I was glad. I shouldn't really have been in that position anyway. He had us waxed there. After we were battling, he just pulled away and had us by 2-something seconds. And I was trying to chip away at it, but I was going to run out of time. So
Yeah, it's by 3 almost.
yeah, luckily we got that yellow there, and that bailed us out.
Yeah, that was the game changer there, because it looked like we were watching the time, and you were actually gaining on him. I think you got down to about 1.2, so you were gaining on him. It seemed like he might have got held up by a little bit of that lap traffic, and so you were definitely gaining on him. And then the caution did come out, and that was the game changer right there. But I know Josh probably has some questions for you. So, Josh, go ahead and ask Mr. Dante Curtis.
Just say, I feel like every time I end up coming in here to take over for Nick, this is how this ends up.
I swear, if you weren't here, Josh, I probably wouldn't have won.
So I'll take that as I'll send you my Venmo information later.
If I got paid for it, I think I would. Yeah.
But no, it was one of those things that I get to come in, I see you're getting shuffled to the back, and honestly, I mean, I know better because again, Will said it in his, you guys both do this on the weekends. To where, did you really have that mental block of, I have to start from the back, or was it just, you know what? I'm going to make my way up there, just slowly. You were the only person running the low line pretty much the whole night. Was that just the plan?
Yeah, I've seen everybody in practice. They were all migrating to the middle or to the top, and towards the end of practice there, when it really got slicked off there, I was trying that bottom, and it really worked out good. And it was really good just all night, it felt like it. You just had to wait on it and not overdrive it. So really going to the back there, I just thought, just when it's on dirt, you got the availability to like move around where the other guys ain't. So that's literally the whole game plan, is just go wherever they ain't. And every time they'd just drive into the corner, and they would think they're in the bottom, or drive in there and they just completely miss the bottom, and I'd just stay patient a little bit and just keep rolling with it, and would get around them there. So I mean, till the very last there, I had a little bit of contact with Will, and somehow I got through from the back to the front with 0x, and honestly, I was more proud of that than this win. I mean, it was literally the whole game plan is just go where they ain't, and luckily none of them went to the bottom, and it was pretty good down there.
Yeah, you had better luck than Dustin when it came to moving through the pack, but it was a great run.
At one point, I thought I was in a good spot because he got wrecked, and next thing I know, he's just driving past me on the restart, and it took me a good while to get back around him, but he was the one moving through traffic pretty good till he wasn't.
Yeah, we saw that, and it was kind of amazing, and he did do that at one point. Dante, let me ask you something about you run dirt normally, so that's your kind of forte. And I asked you before how much this translates over, and you said not a whole lot except for your kind of breaking points and stuff like that. With this, you running that bottom line, and everybody else pretty much running that top line, it looked like you were not driving the car nearly as hard as everybody else. Everybody else was jerking the wheel back and forth, and you were kind of like just a little back and forth, and then you just kind of straighten it out. Were you braking at the turn, or were you just letting off? Were you, on the throttle through the whole turn, or what was going on?
Yeah, I was really I was really just trying to drive in really easy. I mean, I was worried all night I was going to get run over from behind. I thought I was way slow, but really it's just getting woed up for that bottom. I drag a little bit of brake, and there towards the end there was a little mud ring down there in one that I was just trying to keep my lefts down there in it, and then we kind of washed it away, and I had to change it up a little bit. So, but yeah, overall the biggest thing is just trying to not overdrive the corner. It's really easy to do, and you think you're going fast, but then you get towards the end of the corner and you broke traction, and you're not going down the straightaway fast enough. So just not overdriving it. It translates to the real car. Just trying to keep your left sides where the traction is.
Huh. Okay. Well, that answered my question. Congratulations on another win in the North-South Racing League, and go ahead and thank your sponsor, your dad, all those good people.
Yeah. Hopefully he's watching tonight. Just got to thank him for always watching. All the guys back at DCD Racing, Devin, Dustin, Phil, PJ, Gary. Tough night for some of the guys there. This dirt race is really always a wild card, and it's really a game of Russian roulette if you survive or not. But just got to thank them, all the guys at NSRL at the league for putting this on. All you guys for help with the broadcast every week. It's good to see Josh back. Good to have a familiar face or a familiar voice calling the league, and
You don't want to see his face.
Well. Yeah, I mean for real. He's got a good voice for radio.
I'm aware.
I'm just kidding, me and you both, brother. But I just want to thank you guys for a good broadcast every week, and hopefully talk to you guys next week.
Yes, sir, Bob. All right, Dante, have a great week. We'll see you next week, man.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
All right, that is our top 3 finishers tonight here, Lucas Oil Speedway. Let's go look at the rest of the field. Dante was your winner. Will Eastman was second. Dustin Shepard came third. Fourth was Al Smith Jr. Fifth, Travis Hoffler. Sixth was Matt Cook. Seventh was Ray Bracey. Eighth was Devin Rogers. Ninth was Rodney Hutton. 10th was Kyle Walgreen. And Josh, go ahead and get those last ones off there after 11.
Right. 11th was Scott Austin. 12th, PJ Childs. 13th, Dan Janjanin. 14th, Adam Gable. And 15th, Chris Stump. 16th, Brian Hacker. 17th, Gary Eschen. 18th was Robbie Clavey. 19th, Philip Martin. 20th, Jesse Womack. And rounding out the field was Scott Schaefer.
And that'll do it for tonight in the North-South Racing League. Randy Pepper alongside my co-host tonight, Josh Laston. Good to have you back in the booth once again, my friend. As always, Nick will be back next week. Hopefully he won't be sounding like a 14-year-old boy looking out the window, looking the 5-year-olds down the street. So we're hoping that we will have a great week with everybody. We got Bike Week going on here in Daytona Beach, so if you're a biker, come on down. We got all the bikes here. There's only 500,000 of you down here this week, so come on down. Anyways, from the North-South Racing League here at Lucas Oil Raceway, so long from the Sunshine State, and thanks for watching the Ghostfire Media Network. Thank you for watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.